In our previous videos, we have discussed about synonyms, we have discussed about antonyms. And in today's video, we'll discuss about idioms and phrases and certain migratory words. These idioms and phrases, as you understand, are common ones, and which you generally get in exams and entrances. So you will find that to be very relevant. Now, talk about these migratory words. What are these migratory words? If you watch the previous video of mine, the first one that is, you'll find that I have mentioned about it, that why these kind of words are there in English language and where did it come from. So all these words are which have been taken from different languages, mostly Latin, French. Some words have this Greek origin, Spanish. Many of these words are taken and they are used. I mean, it's not that they are very rarely used words or not very often used words. They are used. Point is, might be for some reason I would have not come across it because I'm not a very एविड रीडर, यानी मैं कुछ ज्यादा किताबें नहीं पढ़ता या तो न्यूज़पेपर मैगजीन्स ऐसे कुछ ज्यादा नहीं पढ़ता। शायद इसके चलते ये सब कुछ वर्ड्स जो हैं ये मेरे नजर में नहीं आया, बट ये सारे वर्ड्स हैं। और ये अगर इफ यू आर अ गुड रीडर, मोर और लेस तुमको ये सारे वर्ड्स मिल जाएंगे उस राइटिंग में, बिकॉज ये लीगल लैंग्वेज में बहुत सारे वर्ड्स होते हैं जो कि स्पेनिश एंड लैटिन से लिया गया है। And so that's why these words are also important. One or two words of migratory words you will get it in your entrance. You're expected to know because, as I said, say status quo, signed die. These are all migratory words. You have heard about signed die. I'm sure the colleges know they used to have the signed die. As the government has asked to maintain, the courts have asked to maintain a status quo. So these are all words which are all of Spanish and Latin origin. So these are known as migratory words. Why migratory? Because it has come from another language. That's why it is migratory. So today's video we are going to discuss about idioms and phrases and migratory words. Now idioms are what the local speakers use in their day-to-day conversations. And it is nothing very, no, does not have a very literary meaning. Like suppose you look at the two words or the idiom and try to find the literary meaning of each of these words from the dictionary and then try to form your idea, you will be wrong. Because the words that are used in idioms, they are used by the local speakers, and in what context they use that idiom, they only know it. So that's why idioms you have to know, that's all. And the easiest way I can tell you of remembering idioms is by reading. That makes it a little easier to remember idioms when you read those idioms when you are reading. And remember, when it comes to idioms, there will be a lot of, no, it is not a word. Idioms are not words. It is a small clause or a phrase, you can say, a clause which will have around two, three, four, five words. But every element in the idiom has to be there for the idiom to be correct. You cannot miss an element and expect it to be correct. For example, I'll tell you, say supposed to be something which is exorbitantly priced or very costly. We say it costs an arm and a leg. It costs an arm and a leg. So any one element, a or an or and or no arms or legs, anything, if you make it, the idiom is wrong. It has to be, it costs an arm. That's why I'm slowly saying so that you hear it. And then arm, not arms, and not but or any other conjunction, and a leg, not even legs, then only the idiom will be correct. So what they will do in the exam, what they'll do is they'll give you the same idiom in four different ways, right? They'll give it in four different ways. Costs an arm and the leg, costs an arm and leg, cost an arm and legs. Cost an arm and a leg. So like this, they'll give you four options. So if you're not very sure about it, costs an arm and a leg. If you're not sure about each element, you will not be able to identify it. It means which is too exorbitantly priced, yeah, unnecessarily the price is too high. So we call it cost, right? Another example I'll give you. At the drop of a hat. Please listen to the elements carefully. At the drop of a hat. So again, the same thing they'll do. They'll either remove a or they will add another the. They will remove the. Something like this they will do. And they might make it plural also. At the drop of a hat, they will add at the drop of a hats or drop of hats. Something like this they'll do. But be very careful when you are going to an idiom, because every element which is there in an idiom is necessary and has to be there in the place. So it costs an arm and a leg, right? So idioms are what the local speakers use, and that is they know it why in what context they're using it. So you have to remember it and read. That's what I can say. The more you read, the more you'll come across these kind of words. The more you come across these kind of words, contextually, you will start understanding why these kind of words, or in what context these kind of words have been used. Many Indian writers, they use the old ones, Khushwant Singh and all. I read few books of this, and they use idioms. Many contemporary writers also, they use idioms in their writing. Idioms are used basically to make it a little humorous. The sentence sounds a little humorous because you want to say something, but you're not directly saying, you're alluding, you're, indirectly hinting at or referring to something. Using a little an idiom which sometimes sounds a little humorous. So many writers, they use the idioms in their writing. Fine. Sure. Let's go to the questions. Now, again, I had mentioned the previous videos. Again, I mentioned this video. Every screen that you see in front of you, you can pause it, go through the questions, go through the options, try solving it. Once you have done that, then you can play the video again and check if what you thought was right or not. And again, do with the same second screen. Pause it, solve it, then once you have done all the videos that I'm uploading, once you have gone through all the vocabulary videos that I will upload, then again start from the beginning and see how much you remember from the last time that you saw that video. Clear? Let's go ahead. Now the first one is, it was his maiden speech and it was memorable. Now it says it was his maiden speech and it was memorable. Maiden, normally it will little distract, or it will little try to give you a idea that probably maiden means it's a lady. It's talking about a woman or a lady. So like a like a maiden. So this is why option A, they have given you that word maiden again in option A, so that you might be lured towards a wrong answer. Now it says first women's speech. Look at this word, maiden and woman. So again, it has tried to little provoke you, draw your attention. Maiden लिखा हुआ है, woman लिखा हुआ है. So शायद option B हो सकता है answer, because first woman's speech. Maiden overs या maiden ऐसा सुना हो, कुछ cricket में सुना था, ऐसा लगता है. So it's first woman's speech, it says. Then option C says first speech, and then first word. So when we say maiden, maiden speech, it means it is the first speech. The first time someone speaks or has given a speech, that is known as a maiden speech, right? The first speech of a person. Then question number 2. She is easy to talk with since she has such a gift of the gab. Now look at again, as I said, gift of the gab. Now, when we say gift of the gab, what is this? No, I'll tell you that this is related to Greek mythology. It is said that once a child is born, after a child is born, the goddess, the Greek goddess, she comes and blesses the child or gives the gift of speech, gives the gift of speech. And that's why if someone speaks well or can is able to speak, if someone is able to speak and is not dumb, someone is able to speak, right? He has the power of speaking. It is said that he has been blessed with the gift of gab, means one who can speak well and good. So that's why it's a gifted conversion. Gifted goes a little no more. Boring, well, of course not. A good conversationalist, yes, a good conversational. Gifted because why? It's written as gift of the gab. So the question setter has tried to use the same word gift and gifted so that he will be able to distract you. So that's why that word has been used. But it is a good conversationalist who speaks well, has a good ability to converse, right? Using good words, has a good communication skill. So we call it a gift of gab. A chatterbox, one who talks too much. Loquacious, you can see. Now, question number 3. Mavis was down in the mouth when her husband told her that he was going to leave her. Now, down in the mouth when her husband told her that he was going to leave her. Now, put her mouth down. Now, I don't know what that is, how to put your mouth down. Looked down. Looked down means has a different use. Looked down means one who is not seen with a in a positive view, or one who is not appreciated, or one who is not seen with respect. So look down. Happy. Well, I'm not sure, but cannot be. Now, Mavis was down in the mouth when her husband told her. So obviously, when someone is going to get, he was going to leave her, she will not be happy. So felt depressed. So Mavis was down in the mouth means Mavis was felt depressed when her husband told her that he was going to leave. Then, question number 4. Now that prices have risen too much, it is better to go Dutch while having a party. Now it is to go Dutch. Go Dutch. Now, go Dutch is the idiom. Now, what is go Dutch? As normally you would have also done at times. When you say 2, 3, 4 friends, you want to sit, talk to each other, spend some time together, and you want to have also something. If someone is rich enough to pay the bill, good enough. So you pay the bill for all of them. Or else we say, let's go Dutch. Let's go Dutch means we 4 or 5, whatever the number be, we go, we order our own food, we eat at one place and we pay our bill. Now, once the food has been served, we share it among each other. That's a very different issue. That's a very, very different thing. What we are talking about is paying the bills. We are talking about paying the bills. So here, what I ordered, I'll pay for it. The second one ordered, he'll pay for his, third one for his, fourth one for his. So we will individually pay our own bills, but we'll sit and eat together. And obviously there might be sharing of the food and all that. So go Dutch is going together, but paying separately, right? Each other, one by one. So it's intentionally, it is given you Holland, Dutch, so Holland to distract you. Each person pays his own share of the expenses. So that is our answer. Bear the cost of an outgoing. Now, bear the cost because here, as I mentioned, you have to share. You have to give your own. Go to a cheap hotel. So it is option B. Each person pays his own share of the expenses. That is go Dutch. Then, since Spencer can be boring, teaching his works is not every lecturer's cup of tea. Now, here the idiom is cup of tea. Now, A says not what one likes, not a refreshing drink, something that most people do not like, a routine work. When we say something, a cup of tea, not every lecturer's cup of tea means हर किसी के बस की बात नहीं. As we say, no, हर किसी के बस की बात नहीं. So, no, it is something that most people do not like, right? Which something that most people do not like is cup, not everyone's cup of tea. It is not everyone's cup of tea. हर किसी के बस की बात. So it is option C. Then 6. Smuggling can get you easy money and it may also easily put you in jail. Now here we are, the idiom here is easy money. Easy money, as it says, means earning something not without much effort is easy money. So a money which can be easily spent. Now it says smuggling can get you easy money. So not it is not about spending. Money gained after very little work. Yeah, we can go for money gained after very little work. Money earned from smuggling. Well, easy money smuggling is difficult or easy. We don't know. So we cannot go with that. Can give cash earnings. Well, again, money. So cash, it has tried to little waylay you, mislead you. So it is option B, money gained after little work. Then 7. Though Rahul tries to be humorous, most of his jokes fall flat. His jokes tries to be humorous. Look at this word. Though Rahul tries to be humorous, most of his jokes fall flat. Fall flat means फीका. फीका उसका जोक सुनो फीका है यानी वो आनंद या मजा नहीं देता है. So something like that. Fall to the ground jokes. How will it fall to the ground? Do not have the expected effect. Obviously, when you say a joke, you expect others to laugh or others to feel happy. But here it says fall flat means it does not have the expected effect. Are very effective and are hilarious. Hilarious means too funny. So then why should it use the word tries to be? It says, though Rahul, it's using though. Though Rahul tries to be humorous, most of his jokes were. So it says that it is not. The use of this word though here, the conjunction though, says that it does not have the effect. So that's why hilarious cannot be. Are very effective cannot be. We eliminate. Fall to the ground. I don't know what is. Jokes are not something which can fall to the ground. Gravity pulls it down. No. So that's why it is B. Do not have the expected effect. Then, next question. You may rush from pillar to post, but you have no chance of getting what you want without a bribe. Right? So, you may rush from pillar to post, but you have no chance of getting what you want without a bribe. So, अगर घूस नहीं देते हो तो कोई फायदा नहीं, कोई तो तुम्हारा काम नहीं होगा. जितना भी भाग दौड़ कर लो, जितना भी भाग दौड़ कर लो, जब तक घूस नहीं देते हो तुम्हारा काम होगा नहीं. Now that's the sentence. So the idiom is rush from pillar to post. From pillar to post. So option A, be very busy. From one place to another. Seems like that. यहाँ से वहां भाग दौड़ करना. So one place to another. Go to all post boxes and post offices. And rush in all directions and suffer much harassment. So rush in all directions and suffer much harassment. So बहुत ज्यादा the sentence you can understand. अगर घूस नहीं दे तो तुम्हारा काम नहीं होगा. यानी भाग दौड़ करते हो परेशान हो जाओगे बट तुम्हारा काम होगा नहीं. So look at this. Rush in all directions and suffer much harassment. So that's why D is our answer. Right? Okay. So we have this phrasal verbs. Phrases, as you understand, a phrase is one which will either have a subject or will have a verb, will never have an object. Will have either a subject or it will have a verb, but will never have an object. And there are different kind of phrases and phrasal, this is about phrasal verbs. Due to certain internal disturbances, the two members threw over, here the word is threw over, the phrase is threw over the party they themselves had founded. Now they threw over the party they themselves had founded. So to use power or authority, well, seems to be because they had founded it, so they can have a use power or authority. To abandon, छोड़ देना, उसको completely त्याग देना. to express disapproval of, to become a cause of an event. Now it says to become a cause of an event. No, it says due to internal disturbances. That's a negative word. The two members threw over the party. Yani, it could be A or it could be B. Now, the phrase here, the answer is to abandon. The meaning of threw over means abandon. उसको त्याग दिया वो लोग, उसको उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को वो लोग बनाए थे, द फाउंडर मेंबर्स, बट इतना प्रॉब्लम हुआ उसमें कि दे abandon it, उसको दे लेफ्ट इट, त्याग दिया. Then question number 10. By and large, people are not satisfied and happy with their job roles. By and large, more or less, हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, more or less. So that is what is by and large. By and large, people are not satisfied and happy with their job roles. Are not happy. So by and large means hardly any, on a very large scale, generally or mostly, depending on a particular situation. So by and large, people are not satisfied and happy with their job role. So it is generally or mostly, right? Then 11. The two colleagues fell out and refused to work on the same project together. The two colleagues fell out and refused to work on the same project. Now look at this. First it says two colleagues, then it says refused to work on the same project together. So fell out means उनमें कुछ अनबन हो गया, उनमें कुछ अनबन हो गया, उनमें कुछ नोक-झोंक हो गया. So वो इकट्ठे नहीं काम कर सकते. So the two colleagues fell out and refused to work on the same project together. So it is discussed, made up, quarreled, and agreed. Now discussed, then they should have worked. Made up, yani they patched up whatever the disagreements they have, they made up. Again, that should have been a positive consequence. The quarreled, well, if they have quarreled, so they will refuse to work with each other. So we'll go with the quarreled. So again, agreed, discussed, made up are positive words, but here it says they refuse to work and उनमें झगड़ा हो गया, so that's quarrel. Very simple, right? The protest march held up traffic, but there were no untoward incidents. There was a protest march, यानी अगर protest march हो रहे हैं, बहुत सारे लोग देखे होंगे अपने अपने शहर में, इतने सारे लोग पूरा सड़क जाम कर देते हैं, पूरा रास्ता बंद कर देते हैं, no? There's a lot of problem with your transportation, like you cannot go from a place to place, they crowd the road and there's a traffic snarls and all that happens. So held up, so it is delayed, completed. How can it be held up? Traffic is completed traffic. Enforced traffic, but it was a protest march there, and to enforce it, the traffic police or the law enforcement agencies are there. So the protest marchers will not do it. Encircled. Encircled traffic, again, does not make any point. So the protest march held up traffic means it delayed the traffic, means the traffic became jam. And because there was jam, it was a lot of delay. But there was no untoward incidents, right? The team surrendered without putting up much of a fight. Now, when it says the team surrendered without putting up much of a fight, so here it is putting up. Now, putting up, it will again have a different use if you go with this. So it will have again a different use also. Putting up much of a fight. So putting up is putting up with, putting up at. So with use of these prepositions, the meaning can change. But here we have putting up much of a fight. So it means that it is, now look at the options: making or preparing something, engaging in something, raising something to a higher position, causing somebody trouble or difficulty. Now it says much of a fight. Yani बिना फाइट मीन्स डोंट थिंक फिजिकल वायलेंस एंड फिजिकल फाइट, यानी उनको वो फाइट दे नहीं पाए, राइट? सपोज कोई टीम 180 स्कोर किया है, दूसरा टीम पता चला कि 100 या 120 में पूरा आउट हो गया, सो दे कुड नॉट पुट अप मच ऑफ ए फाइट. दे कुड नॉट पुट अप मच ऑफ ए फाइट. इनका स्कोर पहले ही कम था, वो लोग उसको भी नहीं कर पाए, so they could not put up much of a fight. So वो उसमें भी we use the word fight. So fight does not mean physically physical violence or fighting physically. So here, making or preparing something, how can it be putting up? Engaging in something, but it says a fight. Engaging does not mean that it's a fight. Raising something to higher position, well, doesn't seem. But causing somebody trouble or difficulty. So the team surrendered without putting up much of a fight means without causing them much of a difficulty. Suppose 180 किए ये लोग 178 तक पहुंच जाते, so they would have put up a strong fight. बट दे सरेंडर्ड बिकॉज 100 में 110 या उससे नीचे वो लोग ऑल आउट हो गए. सो द टीम सरेंडर्ड विदाउट पुटिंग अप मच ऑफ ए फाइट. सो दैट मीन्स दैट विदाउट कॉजिंग देम मच ट्रबल और डिफिकल्टी. क्लियर? Next one. We made an all-out effort to get the project finished on time. All out. So here it is all out. No, no, मच्छर भगाने वाला all out नहीं है. So we made an all-out effort to get the project finished on time. So we put in all our efforts, सारा दम लगा दिए, जैसे कि अभी अयोध्या में चल रहा है रेसिंग अगेंस्ट टाइम. रेसिंग अगेंस्ट टाइम 22 तारीख तक सब कुछ कंप्लीट करके रेडी कर देना है. सो एवरीवन इज रेसिंग अगेंस्ट टाइम. हर एक बंदा जो वहां पे वो जी जान लगा के उसमें लगा हुआ है कि टाइम के अंदर में सब चीज कंप्लीट हो जाए तब तक. सो दैट इज ऑल आउट एफर्ट. सो विथ डिटर्मिनेशन seems to be a possible answer. With lethargy, lethargy means laziness. Laziness, no, disinterested, very, no, casual. That is lethargy, lazy. With concentration, well, with concentration, but it can be also no slowly. When you do so with concentration, you put in a lot of concentration. You need to go slowly. With mixed feelings, well, that is not. So an all-out effort means an effort with determination. That is not. 15. This war does not allow for any mistakes. Allow for. Here the phrase is allow for. So allow for is permit. Allow करना. Allow करना. सही है. वो connected है. Allow करना यानी permit करना. Right? 16. The police rounded up all the suspects. होता है जैसे कि कभी कोई पूजा हुआ, दुर्गा पूजा एंड कुछ फंक्शंस हुए, तो कुछ कोई बड़े मिनिस्टर्स आ रहे हैं. सो पुलिस क्या करता है, वहां के जो उस एरिया के जो हिस्ट्री शीटर्स मीन्स जो लोग दे आर they're known for all kind of criminal activities or antisocial activities. पुलिस सारों को उठा लेता है, उठा के लेके उनको वो 1-2 दिन 5 दिन के लिए बंद कर देता है, जब तक कि वो मेला या तो वो फेस्टिवल या तो वो मिनिस्टर का विजिट हो, जब तक खत्म ना हो जाए उनको अंदर कर दो, क्योंकि दे आर द ट्रबल मेकर्स एंड दे विल क्रिएट ट्रबल फॉर द पुलिस. सो उसको राउंडिंग अप बोला जाता है, टू राउंड अप. सो द पुलिस राउंडेड अप ऑल द सस्पेक्ट्स. सो इट इज गैदर्ड. Then 17, we check the figures again to rule out. So यहाँ पे rule out is the word. Rule out any possibility of error. So rule out means हम बार बार चेक किए ताकि कोई गलती रह न जाए. So rule out any possibility यानी कंफर्म करना कि कोई गलती तो नहीं रह गया. So rule out. Approximate, look for, find out, eliminate. Find out तो लगा तो again to find out any possibility of error. Possibility बोल रहा है. So to एलिमिनेट एनी पॉसिबिलिटी, फिर से हम चेक किए ताकि गलती से भी कोई गलती ना रह जाए, गलती होने का कुछ सवाल ही ना रह जाए. सो एलिमिनेट एनी पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ एरर. सो दैट इज एलिमिनेट. देन 18, दे हैड फॉलन बिहाइंड ऑन देयर मॉर्टगेज रिपेमेंट्स. फॉलन बिहाइंड यानी दे आर नॉट ऑन टाइम, वक्त पे नहीं है, जिस वक्त पे होना चाहिए उस पे नहीं है. सो दे हैव फॉलन बिहाइंड. So not to do something at the right time. Okay, that's the answer. Let's see the other one. To decrease in value, to stop working, to be in very bad condition. So does not fit in because they had fallen behind on their mortgage repayments. It says that they have not given or the payment which they had to do at the right time. So that's why not do something at the right time. right? Okay, so these are, as I was mentioning, certain migratory words. These words, I've just given a few of them only, so that you are aware of it. See, my friends, might be these are the words which so many of that you might have never heard in your life. This, you might get an impression, I don't need it. You might feel, कभी जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ता है, I've never seen it anywhere. But I suppose, no, you need to read a little bit and you will find that yes, these are used. One. Second thing that I can tell you is that entrances, they appear. One or two migratory words definitely give. And if you haven't come across and suddenly you get one of those, then what you do in the exam? Obviously, that causes stress. And these exams, this all India entrances and all that, you understand, even one or two questions makes a lot of difference to the overall, being there or not being there, or the ranks and all that. So a little bit of paying attention to this. And if you cannot remember, you can write it down and practice. You can just write the word, like say the question 119 is dolce vita. So you can write the dolce vita and then write the meaning and then make your collection and go through that almost on a regular basis. If you are just reading it, no mugging up, just reading it on a regular basis, again, you can keep it in your mind. Okay. So Dolce Vita is again is a life of indolence and self-indulgence. Dolce Vita, a life of indolence, यानी हर चीज में ना वो इन्वॉल्व होकर रहता है. खाता पीता मौज करता है, नो, घूमता फिरता है एंड ऑल. सो उसको कहते हैं लाइफ ऑफ इंडोलेंस एंड सेल्फ इंडल्जेंस. यानी खाना पीना खा के मस्त से घूमता है, पार्टी उटी करता है, पैसा खर्चा करता है एंड ऑल दैट. दैट इज नोन एज a life of indolence and self-indulgence. That is dolce vita. Then question number 20, occurrent. Occurrent is pronounced occurrent. Occurrent means up to date. He is, you can use it, no? He is always occurrent of the happenings. Means he's always up to date about the, or he's occurrent of the current affairs. He's always up to date about the current affairs. Occurrent, up to date. Anachronistic, option B. Anachronistic is one who is out of time. Either he is behind time और इज ahead of time. बट जो भी है, जिस वक्त पे वो घट रहा है, वो उस वक्त पे नहीं है. या तो उस वक्त से बहुत आगे है, या तो वक्त से वो बहुत पीछे है. सो एनाक्रोनिस्टिक. क्रॉन मीन्स टाइम, एन मीन्स आउट. सो आउट ऑफ टाइम. सो इट कैन बी pre or it can be post. Incongruous, congruent triangles you have done in maths. So incongruous means they are not congruous, they are not matching, right? Bona fide, born, which I had mentioned, the root word born, ben, benny or born means good. Ben, benny or born means good. So bona fide, born is, just a second, I'll tell you. Here, born means good. The root word, huh? Anywhere you find this word born, bonfire, bona fide, bon voyage, bon appetit, then bon vivere. So all these words, huh? Wherever you find this word born means good. Fide means faith. Fide means faith. So that's why the word fidelity, infidelity, it comes from this word. So fide means faith and bon means good. So when the college says we need you are a bona fide student of that college or bona fide certificate, it means that it is of a student of a good faith or who is a genuine. Charlatan, so it is bona fide. So it is the first one is genuine. Well, it is genuine. सही है, सही चीज है. So genuine. Well, that seems to the answer. Charlatan is a fool. Charlatan is a fool. Quack, one who, normally we say one who is an unregistered practitioner, medical practitioner, one who is not authorized or registered to be to do medical practice, but he is doing some kind of a medical practice. So that is known as a quack or an imposter, you can say, an imposter. Disingenuous, ingenuous is one who is naive. it means one who is a simpleton. So disingenuous means one who is not a simpleton, who is not sophisticated, who is sophisticated or complicated. Then bon mot. Again, you can see that word bon. Bon again. Bon again. Good. Mot. So a word or remark or a statement. So bon mot is a clever remark. It is a clever remark. Okay. So a bon mot is a clever remark. A challenging question and euphemistic. Euphemism. What is this word euphemism? EU is the root word for well. अच्छा, कहीं पे भी लगाया होगा EU has been used as a prefix. Know that it is a positive word. Eulogy, euphemism, euphoria, all these are positive words. Euphemism, euphemistic, eu is well means or good. Euphemistic means using some sugar coated words. You can say a sugar coated words, as we say, or saying or you can say saying something in a little polite manner, something which might sound rude. For example, I'll tell you what is euphemism. Suppose we say somebody died, that sounds a little rude. When say somebody died, it sounds a little rude. If I say he left for his heavenly abode, he left for his heavenly abode, sounds to be a little good to the ears. कान को अच्छा सुनाई दे रहा है. He left for his heavenly abode, right? So that is euphemistic remark. Then a well-framed data. So it is bon mot is a clever remark. Then beaumonde. Beaumonde is high society. Beaumonde is high society. One who belongs to a high society is known as a beaumonde. Ad absurdum. Ad in Latin. This is a Latin term which means two. Towards or at, towards or at, which means add. Then ad absurdum. My friends, you can understand this. Look at this word, absurd. Towards absurdity, ad absurdum. I met him, यार उस दिन उससे मिला मैं, वो ना बोलता गया to the point of ad absurdum. यानी absurd होने तक वो बोलता गया, absurd बातें वो बोल रहा था, right? So ad absurdum to a maximum possible level. Now, but that cannot be absurd. If we say to a possible level, it cannot be. To the point of absurdity. So this here you can match to the point of absurdity. Right? Very energetically and effectively, it is a positive word. Very efficient and lucidly. Lucid means in a very simple way. Lucid, very simple. So that is again a positive word, but it's ad absurdum. So to the point of absurdity. And as I said, it is towards or at, or you can put to. That is the meaning of ad absurdum. Similarly, the next word is ad infinitum. Ad towards or to infinitum, towards infinity. So here you can mark to infinity. Ad absurdum, ad infinitum. Then same another word is ad nauseum. Ad nauseum, nausea means सर चक्कर देना. Nausea या तो अजीब सा फीलिंग आना, सर चक्कर देना और वोमिटिंग टेंडेंसी रहना, उसको बोलते हैं nausea, बड़ी अजीब सा लगना. So that is ad nauseum, to the point of nausea, to a sickening or excessive degree, to a sickening. The giant wheel on which I sat during the festival, or during the fair, at the fair, when I sat at the giant wheel, on the giant wheel, it went on to the point of ad nauseum. It went on to the point of ad nauseum, यानी सरू चक्कर देने लगा, तब तक चलता रहा. Right? So to the point of ad nauseum. Or you can say his justification of the situation, or his justification of the cause was ad nauseum, to the point of nausea. That's how we use that. Worn out. Well, that's again easy one. Worn out, it has been worn out at various places. So worn out means थोड़ा सा टूट फूट गया है, थोड़ा सा खराब हो गया, या no, it has become bad. Some kind of a टूट फूट गया, you can say. So it is worn out, badly damaged. Fallout. My friends, fallout can be used in different contexts. Fallout can be used in different contexts. One, fallout means the result of something. The result of something. The fallout of their enmity. यानी उनका दुश्मनी का जो outcome था, result. That can be. Fallout also we use when there are this, after a nuclear explosion, the particles which are in the air, what happened, that is known as a fallout. And second, and the third one, fallout, the simplest one is, it is going to fall out. The bolt has become loose and someday it will fall out. So that is. Now looking at the four options that we have here. So it is to become loose and drop out. Okay. Looking at the four options, as I said. Then keep up. Keep up is to keep going at it. Perseverance, lage raho, keep up. To move and make progress, to make something stay at a high level. To continue to do something regularly. To do what you have promised or agreed to do. So keep up at it. To keep up is to continue to do something regularly. So he kept up his good work. यानी वो regularly करता रहा अच्छा work. To continue to do something regularly. Cut out. Cut out means to lessen, कम कर देना. Cut out भी होता है ना, जैसे पोस्टर का बड़ा सा कट आउट निकालते हैं, उसको सजाते हैं and all that. So that is also known as cut out. So looking at the all the four options here, to remove something larger by cutting, यानी किसी बड़ा सा ऐसे एक पोस्टर काट के निकालना एंड उसको चिपकाना, उसको टू टेक आउट दैट कट आउट, निकालना उसका. फिल्म हॉल के सामने, particularly in the south and all, you will see they have this 12 feet and 14 feet high cutouts of their stars in front of the cinema hall. So that's a style in the south, you will find it. So that is a cutout. Clear? So these are idioms and phrases. I'll be discussing more and more idioms and phrases, because idioms and phrases I understand is a important one. So keep on watching for more idioms and phrases. Also, I'll be discussing odd one out. I'll be discussing spellings, which are an important part of your entrance. Spellings, lots of fill in the blanks will do, and a lot of this common confusables, one word substitution. So we'll be doing a lot of these kind of vocabulary exercises. Keep watching my videos for that.